welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bookish things. This is my July roundup. It's a bit late. It is currently the 11th of August, but it's been a very exciting time for me. I became a granny, and my stepson and and his partner, they had a little girl on Saturday after a very long 4 days of labouring, and she was a warrior, man. She was a warrior. But my little granddaughter has been born. She's very, very cute. And everyone is overjoyed. First grandchild for all of us. And it's a weird feeling, you know, because I'm happy, I'm thrilled, I'm overjoyed for them and for the whole family, because it's just such a beautifully, you know, lovely blessing. But also I'm devastated and heartbroken that my husband won't meet her. She'll never meet her grampy. And so that, you know, it's a mixed emotion, but she's just beautiful and it's a very, very happy time. So I'm trying to focus on that. But anyway, this is my July. I've just made up a word. July roundup. Reading wrap up. I read, let me see, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 books in July. Back to my normal. So after, you know, a year of only reading like 10 a month, I'm back to my normal. Bearing in mind that it doesn't matter how many you read at the end of the day, my friends. You can read 1 or 50, it doesn't matter, as long as you enjoy them, right? But reading is my main hobby. I have started painting again, so you're smart, and I'm hoping to go back to my sewing and my kumihimo and my macrame and all those kind of things, get back into my hobbies now I'm retired. I started painting, as I said again. I'm doing a ghost for Halloween at the moment. So, but yeah, reading is my main hobby. I'm disabled, I don't go out much, I don't leave the house, and now of course I'm not working, so even more time. So we're going to do a quick fire, because otherwise this is going to be an incredibly long video. If I go into too much, although I could still witcher on, so bear that in mind, my friends, bear that in mind. Sorry, my camera's wibbling about. Need to get a new stand, it's a bit wobbly. But anyway, I've had a new camera, so hopefully, I don't know whether this is a good or a bad thing. I mean, that might look even worse in HD. I don't know, but anyway. So anyway, only 3, 4, 5, 6 of these were physical books. The rest of them, the other 16, were all on Kindle. And one of the books that was a physical I've already given away because it was all right, but it was actually a bit bloody weird, if I'm honest. But I won't read it again. So we'll go through the Kindles first, and I'll fling them up in a corner somewhere so you can see them. So the first one, Smile So Red by Miye Lee. Miye sent me an ARC copy. I don't know if it's an ARC or it's out, I think, now. A EPUB of this to read. It's 8 stories of madness. It's really, really good. She's really the queen of the macabre, you know. She makes she writes really creepy, wiggle in your brain kind of creepy stories. And so this was exceptional. And this is out now on Kindle, and it's absolutely worth a read. It's brilliant. The next one I read was also an ARC, or an author sent me a copy, which is The Ballad of Seven by Pete Caffrey. This is a Western horror. I've only read a couple of Western novels, and actually I've really enjoyed them. I never thought I would have done, but this was exceptional. It's basically about this mining town where there's this kind of almost cult leader in charge, and somebody turns up to seek revenge. It's absolutely brilliant. It is brutal, as is Keith. God, get my teeth in, Sharon. Pete's style. It's brutal, it's visceral, it's bloody, it's explicit, but it is a fantastic story. And everybody in this book is in just a dire straits. I mean, but it's exceptional. Western horror, brilliant. Next, I read another ARC, sorry. There's a few of them coming in now because it's coming up to autumn and the spooky months. We all love it. We love it. Spooky all year for me, of course. But anyway, was Cruelest by Lark. I think his name is pronounced Nobi. He's a Welsh author. This is his debut. He's one of my indie horror authors. And as was Pete, indie horrors. And this is a supernatural horror about this young boy who sees the dead. And it's a coming of age, found family. It's just astonishing, really. Each chapter heading is a song from the 80s. So if you love nostalgia and 80s reads, you'll absolutely love this. Is also a fantastic supernatural horror about this entity that's doing people in, basically. And this young lad, it seems to be the only one who can protect his town. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I think this is out now too, or is it out soon? Not sure, but it's worth reading. The next one I read, I need to skip that one, was Maggie's Grave by David Sodergran. I've got all of these on my Kindle and I've never read any of them. And quite a lot of my horror family, they all love David Sodergran. And so I read this one. I absolutely loved it. It was absolutely brilliant. It's about this town with a legend of a witch on the mountain. And these kids go up there to, do what teenagers do when they're couples at night in an isolated place. And they release the this witch who's cursed the town. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's a really good horror. I've never read any of his writing before. I really enjoyed it. I've just read another one in August called The Hair, which I think was my favourite one. Really exceptional writing, brilliant story, really creepy. And this vengeful witch is relentless. Brilliant. Next, I read With Friends Like These by V.S. Lawrence. I loved this author's 80s Ghosts, which she did last year, which was about a detective agent, a paranormal detective agency. And this one is set in a camp. It's basically a camp slasher. Do you know what I mean? It's about this girl who goes to camp for the first time. She's hoping to make friends. It's a bit difficult because you know how mean teens can be. And a couple of them decide to do a ritual for fun in this place that they find off the track and release a demon. And who basically, in classic slasher style, you get the picture. It's fantastic. It's also on KU, so very much worth a read. Then I read this one, 5 Scary Tales, Horror Stories by Deep Read. These are 5 Japanese horror stories. They're 5 of the ones I had never heard of, and I love Japanese, Korean, Chinese horror, which is more like fantasy horror, really, because their horror stories tend to be far more fantastical, but and these are exceptional. I've never heard these. They're old mythologies, old legends. It's a very short book. It's also on KU, and I really enjoyed that. It was really good fun. I love a good creepy Japanese horror. Next, I read Echoes of Despair by James A. Way. Sorry, I started sneezing then. Madly. Somebody's cutting the grass. Anyway, Echoes of Despair by James A. Way. This is about a man who has terrifying visions and they keep him awake. I mean, they're nightmarish. And he's not sleeping. He's going mad. He's going slowly insane. And then he meets this woman, and he realises actually what he's seeing is premonitions of the future, and he could perhaps prevent them. But, sometimes in the ether of premonitions, there's other things watching. So, yeah, really enjoyed it. It was really good fun. The author sent me a copy of that. Next, I read Horror Tales from England. This is collected by Kevin J. Kennedy. He does a lot of these collections or anthologies, and these are all horror tales from English authors. My favourite one in this book was by MJ Mars. I think there's 8 or 9, maybe 8 or 9 tales. I can't remember now, but yeah, really good, really exceptional. Some better than others, like all anthologies. There's always some that catch you right and some that just don't hit the spot. But yeah, it was great. It was good reading. I love to have a collection running aside a main read so I can just pick it up and read a story. Next, this was also an arc, Night Games by Joey and Josh Powell. This is great fun. It's kind of like Squid Games meets the occult, right? And it's about this man who's down on his luck, and he gets invited to this exclusive party, and he turns out he's not invited just for fun, right? He's invited along with other people who are not part of the elite. I've got my list, sorry, so I don't remember. And they have to take part in these games, which are lethal, in order to become part of the membership. But they're also a cult involved. Of course they are. And there's something underneath them that is desperately trying to get out. It's bloodthirsty. It's a bloodbath, honestly, but it's such a fun read. It's such fun. Joey Powell, of course, runs Maddox Media, who I absolutely love their Totally Freaked series. This was just such fun, and it's just so nice to see, you know, rich people who think they're better than everyone else getting their comeuppance. Do you know what I mean? So, exceptional. Next, I read 2 books by Uketsu. The first one was Strange Pictures. This is a translated fiction, obviously, and this is about someone who dies on a mountaintop. And it's basically, these books are like puzzles. This one's all about a picture and how the picture, throughout the story, as the picture is pieced together, solves the mystery. It's like a puzzle. It's a murder mystery puzzle. I don't really know how to explain it, but it is such fun. It's completely addictive. Because you start off somewhere with a story about this mother and a child, and then it goes somewhere you don't expect it to go, and at the end you're like, oh, what? It was absolutely brilliant, a proper mind puzzle. You know, it does explain everything to you, but it kind of treats you like you're intelligent and takes you along with it, so that you can solve the puzzle yourself. It's brilliant. The second one was Strange Houses. Same kind of principle. There's somebody sees an architectural drawing of a house and there's something a bit odd about it. There's part of it that's kind of hidden. And it starts with just this house that's a bit weird that someone's moved into, and turns into this whole story about generational trauma. I mean, it's absolutely fabulous. Both of these books, I can't wait to see what he comes out with next. It's absolutely fantastic. I read them both in one sitting. But one after the other, one day, one the next. You can't put them down. They're compelling. You can't stop reading. But yeah, really loved them. Next, I read Zoo by Suchi. I really loved Goth, which was his book about, you know, living in a town that seems to attract serial killers. These are 11 dark fantasy stories, dark fantasy horror. And it's a collection of stories for him. And they are all so freaky. It's so messed up. I had such problems getting... I've actually got the physical copy of this book, actually. I wonder where I've put it. But I read it on my Kindle, but I actually have a physical copy. And it's just... I can't explain to you how good these are. But they are... really, really creepy. Loved it. Then this one, which I've given away, I gave it to I said at an unhaul, which is an unhaul video up if you haven't seen it. I bought this one because everybody was raving about it, and it's kind of like a fever dream. It's a world where the dead have become corporeal. They've come back to life, and they're very dangerous around the living. And there's this place where they're not allowed to go. I can't think what the place is called now, Elderby or something. And everybody who goes there goes missing. So these 3 girls decide to go there because one of their boyfriends has gone and not come back. But it's just a weird... I don't even know. It's like a folk horror. But it's just a little bit dreamlike and surreal. I mean, I think I enjoyed it. I'm not sure. Do you know what I mean? Because I got to the end and I went... yeah. I mean, I won't read it again, but it was interesting and it's something I hadn't read before, so I've already sent that away. Next, Boy George Karma is his autobiography, obviously. I always read an autobiography most months. This is one I was reading at bedtime. And yeah, this is his life story, basically. And it's exactly as you'd expect it to be. It sounds like him. It's written in his voice. It's an interesting look at the music business during the 80s. And yeah, it was good fun. It was good fun. Enjoyed it. Then I read Orbital by Samantha Harvey. This was one of the Booker Prize winners. And this is kind of a fictional, non-fiction. Oh, it's a strange book, really. It's about a group of people on the space station and their view of their life orbiting Earth as they see a disaster unfolding from space. As they're seeing a storm coming in that's going to be devastating. It's beautifully evocative. The imagery is gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was good fun, but I can understand why people wouldn't, because nothing really happens, you know. It's basically them viewing the Earth from space. It's kind of voyeuristic in that respect, but I mean, I enjoyed it. Where did I get to? Night and Day Misery by Catriona Ward. This is one of the short reads from Amazon. This is basically classic grief horror. It's a short story. It's about 30 or 40 pages long. I can't really say anything without spoiling it completely. So, but it's worth a read. I mean, I love her writing anyway, so this was really good. But it is heavy grief horror if that's not your thing. Then I read The Blanks by Grady Hendrix, the same. This is a short story from the Amazon Premium. And this is great. This is classic Grady. It's about I can tell you a little bit. It's about an island where there's something luxury, this island, and people who live there are very, very blessed and fortunate. And it turns out there's something there that if you look at it, you have to leave. So yeah, this is really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Where did I get to? Oh, Letters from the Shinoa Stationery Shop by Kenji Veda. This is lovely. It's one of those, like, before the coffee gets cold, kind of very sweet, very cozy Japanese stories. 5 interlocking stories set in a stationery shop where people go in to buy stationery, but of course they get a life lesson. It's great fun. This is on KU and absolutely just really sweet and cozy. And then final Kindle for the month was this one, The Occult book, which I read, and it's basically a history of the occult. So it's a non-fiction book, goes through the rise of the occult from, ancient times up until, I think it goes up until about the 1980s and the Satanic Panic. But, yeah, it's really interesting, really fascinating if you like history. And I really enjoyed it. And it was on KU, so even better. Let me just check. I've done all the ones that are on. Oh, it's just such a huge list. Look. Then we go into the physical ones. A couple of those ones I've read were physical, but I can't find them. So the first physical one is The Surfer, which is Point Horror for July. I belong to the Taz Point Horror Book Club, which I absolutely love. They're on YouTube if you want to find them. I'm often on discussions with them, and I'm actually doing their book club, not their book club, their movie club on the 31st. We're watching Misery, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be on the discussion for that. And this is about a girl who sees this other girl surfing, and she falls off her board. She tries to save her, ends up being, not what she expects, and the girl suddenly appears and takes over the town. And she ends up being some kind of ancient being who has a vendetta against the family of her friend, her main male friend, who, of course, there's sort of romancy thing going on there, but it's not explicit. I thought this was really good. It's all folklore, mythology. It was hit and miss in the group because it is a bit different to point horror. There's not much, horror in it, really. I think it's more of a thriller. It's more a mythological thriller, but I really, really enjoyed it. And then next, I read these two. The Dallergut Dream Department Store Return to Dallergut Dream Department Store. I went to Wales, obviously. I've got a Welsh vlog, and I read these while I was away. They're so... look at the covers, my friends. how gorgeous are these covers? And it's basically about the world in your subconscious. And in that place, people work to help the people who are asleep. So there's basically like a lion, like Aslan, walking around, providing dressing gowns for people who turn up in nothing, or so they can protect their dignity. And this is about a girl who starts working at the Dallergut Dream Department Store, where she sells dreams. They sell the dreams to the people, and there's a complaints department. It's like a whole city. It's just the most beautiful, wonderful. It's like Willy Wonka for dreams. I mean, I can't even tell you how much I enjoyed these. And, I mean, it's a duology, so you get both the books. There's no more expected, but I can't wait to read more from this. It was a whole world. She created a whole world that's just in our subconscious. That our subconscious dream world is real, right? I mean, from a metaphysical standpoint, that's fascinating. But it was just, there's a laundry and, there's these 3 founding principles. And I mean, and there's like a 5-story department store where you can buy dreams for your pets. You can buy adventure dreams. You know what I mean? And you buy them and you pay with your emotions. So whatever emotions your dream evokes pays for it after the event. Right, these dream makers who are superstars because they make these fantastic dreams. I mean, I think I had a really good month, but this was my favourite read of the month. Absolutely loved it. It was completely immersive world. Next, I read The Rising by Chris Harrison. Chris sent me a copy of this as a signed copy, and I couldn't find it. It had fallen down the back of the cupboard. Probably the cats dropped it. So this is a haunted house, a classic haunted house. This is first in his Crooked Tales. I think there's 3 now. 4th one's out in October. And this is about a wannabe influencer who decides to go to this mysterious crooked house that is legendary, where a couple had set it up as a bed and breakfast because it was heavily haunted, and both the couple have disappeared and lots of people have disappeared, and they decided to go and find out what's happening. And hello, wake something up. It's absolutely brilliant. It's such a good supernatural thriller. Loved it. It's engaging, it's thrilling, it's compelling. You desperately want to know what's happening and whether they're going to get out of it or not. I mean, just brilliant. Fantastic cover too. Thanks, Chris. I'm sorry it took me so long to read it. And finally, hallelujah, they all say. I read Junjihito and Frankenstein and Other Stories. Frankenstein is my favourite Gothic novel. I think I've said this before. Mary Shelley invented Gothic. There was no Gothic horror until this. And this is Junjihito's take on Frankenstein. It's beautifully illustrated, like all of his stuff. Really quite dark. And yeah, I think there's 11 other stories in here as well, which were also brilliant. Yeah, absolutely loved it. So, there you go. That was July. So at the moment, I am on the 11th of August. It's the 11th of August today, and I'm on book 12 of the month. So might be even more next month. So yeah, it'll be a speed round, but I hope you're all okay, my loves. Today I am reading The Girlfriend, which is a point horror book for this month, and also an arc of The Gorman's House by T.T. Madden. This is from Maddox Media, Totally Freak series. It's out on the 9th, and it's set in Halloween 1999. I can't wait to read that. Apart from that, I'm going to have myself a nice milky coffee. My friend's coming round in a minute for a chatteroo. All is good in my world. I'm a granny. Oh, can't wait to squeeze her. Can't wait to meet her. They live about an hour and a half away from me, and I don't have any transport, so I'll have to wait for them to bring her to me, sadly. If my husband was here, we'd have been over there. We'd have been over there, bedside, making sure that Ellen was all right, and making sure my stepson was all right, and giving the baby a bit of a munch. But 'tis the way it is. You take care of yourselves, my darlings, and remember, stay cool, because it's still quite warm, innit? Stay hydrated. Keep reading fantastic books. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.